And we're live.
We are live. Ladies and gentlemen. Fuck.
I got it. Welcome back to the Basement Banter Podcast. This is episode 2. I am your host, Bradey, with my co-host, Drew, and the man behind the camera, Brazil's favorite son, not Pele, Frappuccino Nick.
Goddamn right. Sorry about that. I was dying for a second.
That's why I'm here. Got your back.
So, how was you guys' weeks since we last recorded?
Pretty good. You know, played a round of golf. I think I told you earlier, I got my first par. On my way here, you guys will never fucking believe this. So, I was driving here.
Oh, no.
And I forgot the notes because I started printing out notes for all of us so we have a sheet. And I turned around. So I'm speeding, a little bit over the speed limit. There's a cop coming the other direction. I look up in my rear view, all of a sudden, lights are on. I'm like, oh, fuck. I need to get moving. So the good thing is I'm close to my road, so I take a left on a road that links into my road. I'm just creeping. Fucking shitting bricks, dude. I see him, like, he turns his light on and starts pulling over the side. I'm like, he's coming to get me. It's raining, so it was blurry, but I was almost fucked. I was already late to the podcast recording. I almost just screwed us over completely. Yeah, guys, I'm not going to make it tonight. I'm in jail. Got pulled over again.
So this is a great way to start episode 2. We're admitting to crimes.
I didn't
Nick, you want to go next?
I didn't admit to anything.
To admit to a crime?
No.
Preferably not.
Preferably not.
Do you have any crimes you need to admit to?
Not on the podcast.
Any,
See, that scares me.
yeah, that does scare me.
Told you about my crimes.
All right. We'll
Oh my God.
We're just going to jump right in.
Yep.
As we stated in episode 1, I was heading up to Boston for the Fenway boxing event hosted by the Nolan Bros Boxing. They're a I think they're either really new or semi-new promoters in the Boston area, trying to revive the Boston boxing scene, which is awesome.
Which, I mean, the turnout that it got, it definitely did a number.
Yep. I went up with Hot
Great
Dog
start.
Jake and Teddy.
Hot Dog Jake, man.
And we had a blast, man. Truth be told, yeah, they only had about 500 seats, and there was a couple thousand people in and out of there between the fights.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
Did you see that commercial?
I did. I don't know what's going on. Nick, try to mute that before it distracts me. We have Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals on, which we'll get into later. We're just kind of watching it, as sports guys. But
I just saw another animal drink another animal's piss, and I said underdogs.
okay.
I thought that needed to
Are you sure that's what you saw?
I'm 1,000% sure that's what I saw. I would not make that up.
Okay.
All right, my bad.
Look up pour on your fish.
It was disgusting. But
Anyway,
the Fenway boxing event.
So we go up. Yeah, first one in 69 years, which
Nice.
And it's great number. Just a great time. It was in the main concourse. They didn't have enough seats, but people really didn't give a fuck. People were just out drink. Like everybody was getting pretty, not like fucked up,
Well,
but
so
like
you're
everybody
drunk
was getting
enough.
pretty. Yeah, everybody's
stand
getting pretty
anywhere.
drunk watching the fights, and it was awesome. And it's great to see boxing, a sport that I personally have loved since I was a kid, and it used to be a part of American society. Like boxing was huge,
It was
especially
massive.
in Boston with the Irish boxers and the history, and just not just Irish boxers, but just overall boxers from the Boston area, Lowell, Brockton, from all over here, and it's been dying out, and now boxing's back on the rise, and it's awesome to see that these guys are hosting events at such an iconic spot like Fenway. Who knows? Maybe we get to see a place in TD, Gillette. You never know.
You can only hope. And I mean, I can agree. I mean, I know it's very personal to you. You did some boxing like classes yourself. You were doing some training for a while. That's
Yep.
primary source of workouts sometimes. So it's very close to you personally.
MMA. Yep, I've been training MMA and boxing.
So
for...
this leads into this. What's your opinion on Bruce Buffer? I've been meaning to ask you this.
We gotta save that.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right.
Say that for a segment.
I know you're all
But
fired up.
our boy Tommy O'Toole, who lives in Ireland, originally from Boston. He came out. The crowd. I have a video of the crowd. Singing the Ole, and everybody, let's go, Tommy. And the crowd was with him, behind him. He got his 14th win, 14-0, 9 knockouts now. He did not get the win by knockout. The other guy came in and was pretty much fighting to not get knocked out because he was a replacement opponent and he's old. He was 39, 40.
Try to play the distance, see if you could try and win the long game, but
I didn't even think he was really like planning on winning. I think he was just there for the paycheck, which I can't blame him.
Genuinely just didn't want to get knocked out.
Yeah, I think he was legitimately just kind of playing not to get knocked. He got Tommy with like one shot, and you could see the sweat and spit like come out of Thomas O'Toole's mouth, and the whole crowd was like, "Oh." But it was death by 1,000 paper cuts. Thomas was just, or the kid, as he's known, the kid was just piecing him up. The other guy was letting the little stuff get through, none of the big stuff. But it was overall a pretty solid main event. Nothing special. I was really hoping for the knockout. But overall, the card was good. I mean, guys were really excited. Like, the fighters were really excited to be there, for such a historic event, and with the crowd being as large as it was, which was a little unexpected, I feel like. Or it seemed, at least seemed unexpected for the amount of seats.
If they only set up typically they would set up at least seats for a third.
Yeah, that's why they could have set up so many seats to accommodate everyone. So
they definitely underestimated, which is great for the sport.
I feel like they underestimated. Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Great. It's a good
which
thing.
Was fun. It was so much fun, and you guys would definitely have. I follow Nolan Bros Boxing, so everybody who is in the Boston area, even if you're not, if you're in the boxing, follow them, give them a shout. And support them, help bring boxing back here. And I hope they go back to Fenway, and I hope, hopefully by the I'm hoping they do another one by the end of summer that I can go to.
I was going to say, if they go again, we should all go up together and watch it together.
I think it would be honest.
Make a trip out of it.
I think it would be awesome. And then, the fighters were just walking around shirtless, like after the fights. Like they would lose or win, and then like they would just come out, they wouldn't even they just take off the gloves, go back to the changing room. Apparently not really give a fuck, and just like shirtless, and it wasn't exactly warm because it was raining all day. It was pouring on the way up. It took me about 2 hours to get there. And they're just kind of walking around saying everybody was coming, hey, what's up, good fight. It was awesome to meet everybody, and what is so funny?
Just like imagine like one of the boxers walking around after the fight, like,
they were just walking around. Dude,
asshole,
this one guy,
you got fucked up.
There's one guy who lost. His name is Big Daddy Hines. Is his nickname?
Oh, come on.
Well, his name's his last name's Hines, and then like his first name. To be honest, I really don't know. He was kind of the favorite, and he lost, but he was walking around, and like his face was a little messed up. He walked by me. I was like, damn, this guy got he's just kind of walking around, talking to people. The security guard looks at me. A security guard there looks at me, and he goes, "Dude, does that guy's nose always fucking look like that?" And I'm like, "He's a boxer, so yeah. I mean, his nose is beaten down." I'm like, "Yeah. I mean, the guy's had like 20 professional fights. You're gonna break your nose eventually. Probably. You're very lucky if you don't." So, but it was just funny. The security guard just looked at me. He's like, "That guy's fucking nose always look like that." I'm like, "Probably, man." I think, but he had some swelling above. I met a couple guys who lost it. They were just swelling above the eyes, and and they were just they're just walking around like nothing fucking happened. Like they're just fine. They're acting like nothing happened. Like they didn't lose. It was a great time. I think a lot of people were just kind of like fired up to be a part of it. Yeah, which is awesome. So we'll move on from that. But if you guys are in the Boston area, the next one let's definitely go to. I think go to it, support it, and if you're a fan of boxing, even if you're not, give it a shot. It's a lot of fun. The drink, they got drink stands open, and
go with a couple friends.
They got the Fenway Franks too. The Fenway, you could buy a Fenway Frank there. They're selling them if you want to try the famous Fenway Frank.
Who doesn't want a Frank?
Why not? Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. So we're just gonna dive right into the NBA. 1-1 series. Pacers get, frankly, obliterated in game 2, but they go back home 1-1. So, there's a lot of people saying, oh, the game, like a lot of people had OKC in 5, they're like, it's back alive. But if you're a Pacers fan and you're cheering for the Pacers, I took OKC to win in 7, which I like a lot now. And I'm also I'm cheering for the Pacers because our boy over here, Red Soul Bradey.
It's not my name, but
is a big fan. So, I gotta support. I hope they win.
I mean, I still think it's in the realm of possibility. I mean, we just took back home court advantage. It's a very different series now. 9 times. I mean, let's be honest. Nobody really predicted them to steal a game away. Fucking DJ Khaled. That
It keeps
fat-
coming on the screen at the
Fucking
Panthers game. It's
ridiculous.
2-0, by the way, guys. Obviously, this podcast comes out in 2 days, so you guys have seen it, but it's 2-0 at the time of this recording.
At the intermission report. But, I don't know. Walking away 1-1 at OKC is great.
You can't be mad at it.
I'm not.
I mean, the game two,
ecstatic.
game two. You know,
Haha, we
listen,
steal your home court.
it took a little wind out of the sails, and it sucked from a casual viewing perspective.
I mean,
but
OKC did
1-1,
their
you
job.
cannot exactly. 1-1 was best case scenario. Nobody, 2-0 would have been fucking.
unheard of.
It would have been nobody. That would have been something that nobody would have ever seen
1-1
coming.
was still nobody predicted it.
We did kind of.
I mean, the game one bandits, Indiana Pacers. We are the fucking game one bandits. Running away with home court.
I mean, I have OKC 7. You have Pacers in 6, correct?
Yes.
So I mean, me and you kind of. I mean, I wouldn't say I exactly predicted it, but I definitely thought, they get to 7, they were probably gonna. They got to win 1 in
and
OKC.
you're going
so.
back home, 2 games at home. No,
Rick Carlisle, in his
the bald man.
Yep, the bald man. In his post-game press conference, he states, he's hoping the Indiana fans come out. He gave a shout to them, said
Wants them to bring
OKC
energy.
fans. He gave a lot of respect to the OKC players and how good they played, and the OKC fans, how loud they were, especially in Game 2. And he's hoping for a
Now they're coming to
good
our
turnout
house.
and a loud turnout. And what town? He said the town. I forget what town it is.
We're
'cause
gonna
it's
let
not
the
Indianapolis. Right?
Gamebridge Fieldhouse
Gamebridge.
is going to fucking be explosive.
No, yeah,
and they
you
are
gotta
going
hope.
to fucking be rowdy.
Hey.
They've been rowdy all playoffs. They're one of the few teams that actually, one of the few team fan bases that actually wear the shirts. That when they do the golds outs, or even the Thunder fans do the same thing. One of the few fan bases that actually all wear the team T-shirts for that. So the stadium looks crazy. But
Yeah, it'll be awesome. I can't wait for the next game. I mean, we had the Stanley Cup finals have been unfucking believable, and the NBA finals, at least up until this point. I know a lot of people are saying OKC in 5 now, but hey, 1-1, it's a series for now, at least. We got a series. So, and hey, Adam Silver gets bullied into actually doing something with the court.
I know. I actually put the finals logos on the court after not having shit on it game 1. Felt so fucking. It felt like a regular season game.
I hated it because when you turn it on, it's the finals, and it's
There's no indication on the court that it's the finals.
even though.
Aura.
Yeah, exactly. Even though people are a lot of people are expecting a blowout, and a lot of people are expecting this to be one of the worst finals in history. Listen, it's still the fucking finals.
Well, the only people that are expecting that are people who don't like the sport. That's like let's
not say that. I saw some respected people say OKC in 5. So OKC in 5 was I would say that was the general consensus.
Yeah, I guess.
I gave the Pacers more respect. I said OKC in 7.
It's fine,
You're
though.
giving the Pacers a lot of fucking respect in Pacers in 6. But that's a hot take, and that's a ballsy take.
They've been an
and,
underdog in every single series.
That's true. I mean, you
Hasn't
gotta. Hey,
stopped them yet. Why stop now?
you can't leave the table on a heater.
Especially since Tyrese Haliburton is having probably one of the clutchest playoff runs you'll ever see.
Yep.
And I don't give a fuck. Everyone wants to talk about that he's inconsistent, and everyone wants to give him all this shit. But clock down 15 seconds, down by 1, need a shot to tie or win. He's taking the shot, and
He's the guy.
There's nobody else in right now that I would rather have a take shot than him. The rest of the NBA is it's 4 and 27 in shots to take the lead or tie with 15 seconds or less. Tyrese Haliburton's 5 for 5.
Yeah. Hey,
When the moment comes down to it, he makes the right play. Whether it's a pass, whether it's a shot, whether it's just a fucking prayer, he will make the correct play. So whenever
he's the fucking guy, man.
he is that guy,
Now, where would you put Tyrese right now as a ranking?
in what aspect? In the NBA?
If you had to do top 10, is he in the top 10?
In the NBA.
Yes. Right now. Not in all time, obviously, but not clutch, just as
Including this-
overall player.
You could, if he's top 10, he's 9, 10.
I agree.
And there's an
That's where I put him
there's
right
an
around
argument for it, but I think I can probably name 7 players better than him.
there. I would agree.
But I think he's definitely up there. He's definitely has the value of being a top 10 player in the NBA.
He's one of those guys I feel like you need he's a real big team player.
He's an
He needs a pretty strong. He's gonna make people around him better at the same time.
like we said last time, analytics nerd. when he was on the court, he's a plus. The Pacers of the net rating is a plus 3.3 on the court. Off the court, the Pacers net rating is a negative 30.9.
Hey.
When he's on the court, it changes so much in the flow of the basketball game because he just plays with the flow of the game. He doesn't force anything. Nothing stupid. It's just
solid
basketball.
defender.
He just plays basketball, and his defense has been surprisingly good.
Yeah, he's solid.
He's
not like an amazing defender, but he's solid.
But compared to last year, where he was absolutely fucking atrocious, this is a massive improvement. He's not like a.
Where would you put him in terms of being like a pure point guard?
He's the best pure point guard in the NBA.
Ooh.
He's probably the best passer, too. He's the best playmaking point guard in the NBA.
That's a take. That's a take. Would you agree?
Who's a better playmaker?
I don't disagree. I definitely don't disagree.
I'm just saying, like, who's a better playmaker?
I don't have a.
Who do you have at 2?
Probably Trae Young.
Okay.
And that's like a close 2.
Who do you got 3?
Luka has pretty good playmaking ability. Chris Paul obviously is still a great playmaker. I mean, I know he's not a guard, but Jokic is an elite playmaker.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I just think playmaking ability alone and passing ability and finding open teammates, no one does better than Tyrese.
I feel like a lot of guards these days.
Nobody generates.
I would have to think about it more, but I would say
nobody generates more open shots.
He's 1 through 3.
Nobody generates more open shots than the Pacers.
If I really had to look, I would have to look at all the stats and really look at it. I would say he's 1 through 3 though, for sure.
Listen, his assist to turnover ratio is always less than 1. He'll give you a 20 assist game, no turnovers. He's so efficient with the basketball, and all of his assists are so pure.
Yep.
He just finds his teammates. They're always not always open, but he finds them in open positions to get the best shots. So I mean, for playmaking ability, yeah, he creates a lot of points.
So now we go into Indiana, 1-1 tied. Game 3 Wednesday.
Yes.
Correct. Game 3 Wednesday, and then Game 4 will be Friday, I believe. Am I correct on that? Or is it another 2 routes? They've been doing 2 routes.
So it
might be Saturday.
I didn't check the schedule.
I don't think it is Saturday because that's UFL and.
That doesn't matter for the NBA. They don't give a shit.
No, I know, but I feel like I checked the Saturday schedule. I do not believe it is Saturday. We should know this, but
it's Monday.
Game 4.
It's Wednesday, Friday, Monday.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, so that's huge. We will get in the UFL Championship later on, which will be Saturday. So Friday's a great because that's when we do our. We have some big announcements today, which I was going to say in the intro before my lungs started to collapse. We have some big announcements with we're going to start doing a live show because a lot of sports podcasts like ours, they do the major sports, but we like to dig into UFC, boxing, golf. We're going to try to get into a little bit, so we're trying to cover a lot at once. So, and we realize that one episode a week it's tough.
It's tough to fit everything in.
These will still be record on Monday, come out every Wednesday that's the main thing. But a lot of the boxing, UFC, a lot of the stuff that happens on the weekend is going to be pushed onto that live podcast, which we still will cover it on this podcast, but just
not as in depth.
Not
like
the
main course,
exactly.
Like the big stuff that's going on, will always be in the main episode of the podcast, and then we'll save the
live shows are gonna be awesome.
What's the word? The more niche stuff.
Yep.
We'll put into the live show where we'll actually be able to cover it more. Maybe we'll have some live reactions depending on what's going on at the time. Just something extra.
Yeah. And we, the live shows are exciting because, and we're going to dive into a lot of live stuff. Like we're talking about maybe doing live for big games. Yep. Not probably anytime too soon.
But
some YouTube content. We're trying to pump out content for you guys that's not just the podcast and just building the brand.
We have a lot of ideas lined up.
We have a lot of good ideas. We've even talking about because we're all into esports, and just gaming in general. We're talking a little esports.
Yeah, we're all big into video games.
There's some huge tournaments within esports that we would love to talk about.
And obviously new releases and shit coming out.
The Valorant finals are happening right now.
Valorant finals are happening right now. To be honest, I haven't looked at Valorant esports in a very long time.
No, me neither.
But esports, especially Valorant esports and Ciasco, are fun to bet on. Which
the La Liga.
Yeah, the La Liga Pro. And fucking Fiasco. I can't tell you how much fucking shekels I've lost betting on that.
8 a.m. betting on the La Liga fucking
Yeah.
bro.
Russian table tennis.
Oh, God.
Russian table tennis is elite betting.
Speaking of betting, so let's go into the pick of the week. So last week, I believe...
No.
What do you mean?
No.
What do you got?
Overrated, underrated.
You want to do that first? We're talking about betting already.
Head right into overrated and Oilers score. 2-1 game. Fuck. I wish I
The
saw
Moss
it.
Pit.
Yeah, I didn't get to really see what happened there. Overrated, underrated. Let's go right into that. Pick of the week. We'll save a little bit because it ties into some other stuff. What? You want me to start?
Mine as well.
Oh yeah, I'll start. Fuck it.
You just cucked me, so you might as well,
Fuck the pick of the week. Till
Come
later.
on.
Trying to see what the fuck that was. That 5?
Oh, you want to start, but you're so focused on the goal.
Oh, that was a great goal. Fuck, that was good
Amazing
goaltending
goal.
too. Sucks. Yeah, so I'm gonna go overrated is Bruce Buffer, man. Overrated is Bruce Buffer. People our age do not understand the legendary status of Michael Buffer. Listen, let's get ready to rumble cannot be topped. It's not fucking possible. It's not gonna happen. People are like, oh, Bruce Buffer's better. Yeah, because he's 10 years younger than the guy. What is he, 12 years younger than him or 10
Listen,
years?
It's time, and let's get ready to rumble. Do not have the
UFC,
same
he's
pull.
great, man. He really is great. But you haven't seen those let's get ready to rumble. Like, the people who say that don't even watch boxing. Like, they've never seen they didn't watch any of those big fights. They didn't, Michael Buffer's still doing it at, what, 80? We said? We looked up? He's
Michael
80
Buffer's
now?
80, and Bruce Buffer is 68.
Yeah, Michael's still doing it at 80. And it's electric even now that he does it. Although, he's a little older now. When he was a little younger, it was even more. He's just electric. But it cannot be topped. Like, people are too much buying into Bruce Buffer. And I've heard the guy's a jerk-off in person, too. I mean, I genuinely do not like the guy. I heard he's just a jerk-off. He's great for the UFC. Its time is electric. I'm not saying it's not, but it's not. Well, let's get ready to rumble.
It's not the
Stop
same.
saying he's better than Michael Buffer when you've never watched boxing. You didn't watch Tyson. Give me a break. What are you, 19 years old? You didn't see that shit. I didn't either. But guess what? I watched it on DVD because I'm a real fight fan. You're just sitting there. You're sitting there fucking watching. My first fight ever. I got to watch.
Money Mayweather.
Yeah. Give me fucking Money Mayweather. You get to watch those fucking absolute wars that went on. That are happening today due to the, you got to give props to the Saudis like I gave last time. They are bringing boxing back. And you got some amazing fucking fights. And I'm very happy that Michael Buffer is still doing it.
Yeah.
And but overall, Bruce Buffer overrated, and the Panthers fucking score. That a boy.
That is 3-1
Reinhardt.
now. All
Sam
right, swing
Reinhardt.
that shit over to Nick, and let's get him going.
Jesus
What a
Christ.
swing. Holy fuck.
Holy fuck, almost hit the computer.
Here, if you see it.
Huh? Fucking scumbag.
And listen, you motherfuckers. Just,
Anyways, this week,
what do you got, the Star of David on your shirt?
the Star of David, this is it's a regular star. It's a pentagram.
What's wrong with the Star of David? It's not regular.
Stop.
A fucking pentagram.
Anyways,
This guy.
this week, fucking reboots. Overrated as fuck.
Why?
The quality of reboots is just so
Gears Reloaded.
fucking piss.
That's a good reboot, though.
Can't wait.
I mean, yeah, it'll probably be good, but
But you're just contradicting yourself.
no. But see, the point that I was gonna make after was like some reboots are solid.
No, I agree with you as a whole. Reboots as a whole are probably overrated. I can agree with
As
you
a
there.
whole, like
Think
you're
you-
just
You mentioned it earlier.
doing it.
Star Wars.
Yeah. With Star Wars, it fucking cash grab. Disney bought that shit out. It's a fucking cash grab. Like there's way too many reboots that people just don't want. They don't want to watch it because they remember the classics, and it's total horseshit that Hollywood is just rebooting all these great movies and turning them into dog shit. It's ridiculous.
Got Frappuccino Nick on a fucking tangent right now.
I'm passing it to my right.
I agree with him. I do agree with him. Reboots can be good. They're almost never as good as the original.
No,
to be fair,
but
they
nostalgia.
can be fucking good though. But in general, I agree. Reboots are over. Like because the problem is you almost like you try to like buy in. Like if it's something you like, you're gonna buy in. Like for me, it's Gears Reloaded. I'm bought in that this game. It's only for a year though.
But that's their plan. They want to nostalgia fuck you.
Yeah. In fairness to Gears, at least they're working on E-Day, and that only comes out a year later. So we get the new game not too far away. But with the whole movies, like they force you to buy in if you really like it, and then it's never the same as the problem is you can never replicate that first time.
No, you can try.
So I agree with the take.
I agree with you.
All right, why don't you finish us off?
I mean, mine's
no pause.
No pause. Mine's not really that crazy. Like the Switch 2 release, I think it was extremely underrated. The fuck are you doing?
You got your
Yeah, now you got your stank ass feet up.
stank ass feet next to me.
My feet aren't up.
Oh yeah, it's nonsense.
They aren't up. They're on the ground.
It was like fucking 3 feet away from my face.
Not true. Put your feet down.
This guy's trying to steal my whole fucking flow.
He's trying to steal fucking Brady's bit.
No, you are. What do you mean he is? You are. No, the Switch 2. Underrated as fuck. Hold on.
Keep going.
Yeah, no, I know. Underrated as fuck. I don't think people realized how much it was going to sell out. It's selling out at mass proportions. It's impossible to get your hands on it almost anywhere. All countries are seeing a massive percentage boost. It has already sold 3 million units, which is the fastest selling console of all time. And it's only been out for a week. So, extremely
I can't
underrated.
wait to play Zelda on it.
I know. I already saw it. Dude,
Can't wait.
Having it run on 60 FPS, like, fluently the entire time, it's fucking gorgeous. If you played it on the original Switch versus the new one, you're going to feel a difference. You're going to feel a difference the second you pick it up. It's beautiful. It's like sex on the beach.
I never really played too much of the original Switch. Excuse me. And so, like, I played a little bit with you, and I played a little bit with my brother because he has one, but I never really got into it too much.
I played the fuck out of it, so I've been dying for this.
I'm excited to really try it out and play some of the new games they eventually put on it, which they really don't have a lot of new games on it right now.
Just remakes. I mean, Wind Waker's on it.
They'll have some games on it eventually, I'm sure.
The new Donkey Kong comes out on...
Which I almost don't mind because it
July
seems like
13th.
they put all their kind of like chips in one basket kind of deal.
Well, so now what they're going to do is...
Breakaway, goal.
That's 4-1.
Wow, 4-1. Fucking clean breakaway, too. Who's that now?
I don't know. But, you come out with the console in the summer, and then you release a big title like Mario Kart's coming out, and then you have Donkey Kong coming out on the 13th. Then you can stagger everything until the holidays. Start releasing shit in November, October.
Exactly.
So then now the console's already out, and instead of forcing out a console during the holidays, you're forcing out titles during the holidays, which you can mass produce more. You can produce games whether you can produce consoles. So strategically, it could work out in their favor. That's hoping that they do everything correctly. But they have the new Pokemon already announced. Like I said,
they can't get complacent. They got a lot of money coming in. A lot of people really hyped up. A lot of people buying it. Just don't get complacent.
Just got to keep pushing out the content.
Exactly, just like we're doing.
Yeah,
over here in our Fortune 500 podcast company. That doesn't exist.
Yeah.
Let's dive right into the MLB. We're going to preface this segment by saying, listen, we're going to talk about the MLB a lot more in the dog days.
We're getting close to dog days.
We have Stanley Cup finals going on right in front of our face, Game 3. We have the NBA finals going on right in front of our face. We get the UFL coming up with finishing their season. So MLB, NFL are coming very soon. We're still going to talk about them, but we got another week or two until those start taking. Because, I mean, once NBA and NHL are done.
Start to cool down. Well, then
you have a cool down period until free agency.
You start watching baseball essentially.
Exactly.
And that's when you start
we've been
seeing
watching
the
it
in the
as
summer.
Red Sox fans. But,
yeah.
it's hard. It's harder to keep up with the whole league. So we're gonna preface by saying that. But we have been. I've been watching some podcasts and also, watching as many games as I can.
There's a lot of games.
You can't watch
It's
everything.
hard. You can't watch
there's
every game in
160. There's a game every day.
Try and watch what you can. But
fantasy leagues going well.
Our fantasy league has been going very well. I'm
Glenn
6-2.
Fucking fucked me. Finally beat me. I was on a 6-game winning streak. Bent me over this week, unfortunately.
He had it coming.
Yeah, I was eventually gonna lose. So let's get an MLB real quick. Why not?
Fucking Aaron Judge. So just start right
Aaron
with Aaron Judge.
batting .396, and guess whose team he's on? This fucking guy right here.
Yeah, fuck you, buddy.
As a Red Sox fan, it's tough. A lot of guys didn't want to draft Judge because our fantasy league has a lot of Red Sox fans. For the most part, I have pretty much everybody's a Red Sox
fan.
But listen, hey, I'm gonna bite the bullet, and I was gonna take it because batting .396. Who bats .396 in this day and age? It's almost fucking impossible. It feels like.
To be honest. I mean, even the
23 home runs, if I'm correct. 23 home runs. Unless if that changes.
Unless he hit one like tonight.
Yeah, 23 homes going into
At this point,
Monday.
it's Judge. You never fucking know.
And that's tied for second. I believe the guy in first is, I forget his fucking name. I was listening to a podcast. I actually wanted to talk about him, but he's having a fucking season. Whoever's in first. But Aaron Judge batting .396 is unfucking believable. I think it's something he's tied for second RBIs as well. It's somewhere in the 40s and 50s there too.
He's high.
He's insane.
The thing with, Yankees, best team in the division right now.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He is
owning it.
He's having a fucking year so far. He's looking like he's probably going to be MVP again for the AL.
Yeah, I don't really see anyone that can come close.
Yeah. So good for Aaron Judge. We don't like the Yankees around here, but
good for Judge. You always got to give props to individual success where it is.
He seems like a good guy. So good
in
for
your
him.
eyes.
Baltimore has completely fallen apart in the AL East with our Red Sox and the Yankees as well. Baltimore was a team that was hunting the Yankees last year as a young team. They were fun to watch.
Went out and brought in Tyler O'Neill in the offseason.
Yep, and they fall flat. I mean, they're last in the AL East now.
Their bats are just not the same.
They can't seem to win a fucking game. They just can't buy a game, it seems like.
They're not getting the same production out of their batters as they were last year.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a
lot
of people had them bet on them to beat the Yankees. And they're not even going to be fucking close. I mean, the Red Sox seem like we should be coming in second in our division.
I actually want to go
we
back.
have the Blue Jays, I believe. I think it's the Blue Jays kind of teetering there, but we're the better team there.
I want to go back and look at because we did a MLB over under for each team. I'm pretty sure I'm one of the only people that took the Orioles under. I did not have them. I did not have them doing well this season.
Why don't you check that while I'll keep talking here. We have Schoolball. Last 11 starts, 95 strikeouts, 3 walks for the Detroit Tigers, which is insane, man. 3 strikeouts is not 3 strikeouts. 3 walks is fucking insanity. I mean, it's not 95 strikeouts, 3 walks. That is a Cy Young candidate.
I am the only person
right there.
I am the only person out of 5 people who took the under on the Baltimore Orioles to 87.5 wins.
Wow.
I am the only person out of 5.
You got anything on Schoolball and the Detroit Tigers, who are looking like they're the Yankees' main competition to go to the World Series at this time?
I mean, the Dodgers still do just exist.
Well, the Dodgers are NL. National.
My bad.
So for the AL,
that's on me.
It looks like it's Detroit. The AL is much worse than the National League. National League is competitive in almost every division. It's insane to watch. AL is more boring. It really just looks like it's the Yankees and the Detroit Tigers who are ready to go to the World Series. And Detroit Tigers have the better pitching. Yankees have the better hitting. So it's going to be a crazy matchup if that matchup is what we see in a couple months. But we have a long way to that. So.
We have a long way till playoff baseball, but playoff baseball is always electric.
So we're talking baseball just a little bit here, and even in 2 weeks once we really start getting into it, we got even then you still have a long season going ahead. You got July, you got you got to get August. It's not you got almost 3 months till we really get into nitty gritty, and that's when the NFL starts picking up, and that will be a real fun time. Baseball playoffs.
I cannot wait for that.
The NFL really preseason and.
Everything starts getting going.
Yeah, that'll be fucking awesome. Let's see where we're... All right. So MLB, I think that covers MLB. We don't need to talk about it too much.
No, not really.
We will preface this. I believe this Saturday we are planning on the
So this Saturday we are doing
999 challenge.
this Saturday we are going to be doing the 999
We're for
challenge.
sure doing it this Saturday.
We are committed. It's the 9 beers, 9 hot dogs for 9 innings, and we are going to record it. And
We will not be at a stadium.
No, we will be at a personal residence,
999.
Secure location.
a secure location where we won't die.
Bro.
It's going to be fucking
I think-
brutal.
I think once we get other people to agree to do this, I think people are not realizing how hard this is going to be. 9 hot dogs in a sitting is fucking insane.
And 9 hot dogs, 9 beers in the sitting throughout 3 hours. So that's about 3 an hour each.
With the pitch clock too these days, I mean, listen, I would be shocked if all of us do not throw up. I would say everybody's going to have to puke and rally. I think
Fuck.
that's what it. I think everybody's gonna have to puke and rally.
I
I
know.
think that's the end game there.
I have a strategy. I already have a strat. I think I'm gonna go.
You gonna
like,
force puke?
No, I might drink like.
Do you pound the beer and then eat the dog?
I
or
think-
do you eat the dog and pound the beer, or do you sip the beer?
I think I might go each inning. I'm gonna go 2-1. Inning 1, go 2 beers, 1 dog. Inning 2, 2 dogs, 1 beer.
You could start off early hot. That might be the move.
And then
maybe
start,
just
like-
slam 4 dogs.
That
early.
will then throw in 2 innings.
Inning 1.
2 innings. I'm already down 3-3.
I think we allow that. I think you could do more than 1 each. You could do as much as you want in it.
Well, if I do that for the first 2 innings, then I've already got 3 beers, 3 dogs down.
We're gonna talk about this
I can
later.
take the third off.
With other people who agree if we have to do 1-1 each. Inning.
We'll iron out the rules before we get to it. But
But
this
I think
Saturday
it should
is-
be allowed that you could eat or drink more in 1 inning than 1
I agree.
would make sense.
You said you wanted to take some calls.
Oh yeah. We're gonna take a quick break. We're taking calls when we get back.
And we're back.
Yep, we are back after a quick little short break, and we're gonna head right into the NFL news, which
Yes.
we'll preface this by saying, you know, national beat writers and team beat writers, they have nothing else to talk about except garbage.
They are reaching for content
Yep,
right now.
reaching for content.
We got
you know,
genuine
there's-
content, though, with Aaron Rodgers to the Steelers. That did actually happen.
That did happen.
So, I mean, that was really expected, to
You
be
know,
honest.
my guess is he just didn't want to sign too early because he wanted to go to Egypt or something.
He wanted to do one of his in the dark room shroom
Yeah,
retreats.
some bullshit. Who knows with
Some
him?
bullshit he always does.
Love Aaron Rodgers, but he's a weird guy.
He is.
But yeah, Steelers really didn't have a choice. Is this a shock? No.
No.
I mean, should you be shocked? No.
They're not gonna, they're genuine. They're not going to start Mason Rudolph. It's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, you need someone better. And Aaron Rodgers is not a bad quarterback. I mean, people were talking shit. Oh, he's 22nd in the league in this. Listen, the Jets were a mess last year. As a fan, I know that. Like, he's not that bad. He's not as mobile as he used to be. He's still Aaron Rodgers, though.
He'll fit into the Steelers' offense well, though.
He's competent. He knows where to put the ball. He still has a good arm. He's Aaron Rodgers.
We'll see how him and Mike Tomlin get along. That's going to be interesting.
That
is
is
gonna
my
be an
worry.
interesting locker
It's a
room.
weird fit. That was my big. It's a weird fit, but like I said, the Steelers didn't have a choice.
No, because the Steelers are a team that they don't want. Like, Steelers don't ever want to be bad. Rough. I didn't like your face on that one. Too much?
God, tastes like I'm fucking drinking that Sour Patch Kid.
Ew.
Oh,
I mean, that doesn't sound too bad, but
Jesus, it sounds awful.
your face made it look terrible.
It's sugary.
Good.
Terry McLaurin, NFL. He's unhappy with his contract. This is a guy who's 30 years old. He's been with the Commanders his whole career. He is looking for probably too much money, which from what it seems like,
Which is what
he's
we're
either
hoping.
highballing or he's getting lowballed. Which, if he is getting lowballed,
It's
it's
pretty
a
fucked.
terrible move by the Commanders. It makes no sense. This is a homegrown talent. He's been with you through the dog days, the 5-win seasons, the 6-win seasons, the garbage years that they've had. The Commanders, previously the Redskins, have not been a good team throughout most of our lives. They've had a few good years here and there. Other than that, they've been pretty bad. And, you hate to see this at this point in the year, but, like, is he going to be on the Commanders this year? 90% chance, yeah. I mean, everybody's talking about trade rumors and all that. Listen, it really depends. If he's getting lowballed, then he's getting traded. but that's a
If they don't
that's a
run this team
stretch.
back, they're stupid.
That's a stretch.
They were 1 win off a Super Bowl.
Why? I think he's highballing, his agent's highballing the Commanders organization, something like that, which is stupid. Because listen, this guy, like I said, he's been with them through the just dark ages of their organization. At
Yeah,
this
but
point.
most guys are gonna highball to try and see if they can get it, and
That's
if they
true.
can't get it, they'll go
But,
back down
if
to reasonable.
He seems unhappy, which is weird. Maybe he thinks he's a bigger piece of the puzzle than he really is. Would you agree with that?
Probably.
Maybe he sees he's a bigger piece of Jaden McDaniels'
He's a big piece of that
success
puzzle, though.
than him.
He is a big piece of that puzzle.
He definitely is, but is he replaceable?
I don't think so.
Not at this point of the year, but is he replaceable? Yes. I mean, he's not
For their team right now,
He's not
no.
a tier 1 receiver. He's a tier 2.
I don't know. You can make the argument he's tier 1. He is.
You're not putting him with Justin Jefferson.
But he's dude.
You're
He
not
is
putting him with
that
Chase.
good.
You put him with Chase and Justin Jefferson.
You can argue it. It's an argument. It's not as.
That's a tough argument.
But it's not as. But there's an argument to be made. It's not as crazy as you're making it sound.
Yes, but what is he asking for? It's definitely too much.
Well, yeah, we don't know. We don't really know what's going on.
That's the problem. We
But
really
you know what?
don't
You
know.
know what'll happen.
We'll know
Everything
what
will iron
happens
itself
later
out,
on.
and then we'll find out.
So,
Someone will leak something.
It's news, but we really won't know till later on.
Yeah.
Now, moving on, Mark Andrews is another topic of trade conversation. I'm going to start this off with the Ravens organization is great at getting supplemental draft picks and getting good production years out of guys before they walk. So, what is it going to take for the Ravens to trade Mark Andrews, a tight end like him, who's also another guy who doesn't rely on strength or athleticism? He's someone who finds a soft spot in the defense, especially in a zone defense. He's someone who's very valuable, even at 30. He's someone who's going to age more gracefully compared to other tight ends. Well, they're going to get a 4th-round pick if they let him walk in free agency next year. Well, that's what they would get. You're not going to get anything higher or lower.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So
if they let him walk, at
for
least,
a trade, they could.
That's
get
what I'm
more,
saying. At least they get by playing out the season,
which is smart.
and letting him.
They
finish,
let him. Yep.
Let him walk. You get the 4th-round pick,
You get the supplemental pick.
or you somehow trade him for a team
If they
that's
trade him this
stupid
year-
and sell it, or buying in if the Ravens
Lamar
happen to
Jackson
be selling.
loves tight ends, throwing the tight ends. We know this. Would they trade him? It's got to be the right deal. What do I think could get Mark Andrews out of that situation? A 2nd-rounder. That's why I would see the Ravens would be like, okay, a 2nd-rounder is well above probably what he's worth at this point.
But that's such a, I feel like that has to be such a specific situation where a team needs him that bad, and it's a push that
Exactly.
they need to make, that they have to trade for him.
And it's the problem with it. If you trade for Mark Andrews, the problem is you only get a year. You only get him for a year, and then you're stressed out, and people are going to be calling to re-sign him. Because if you're gonna put faith in the guy and to trade him for a 2nd-round pick in the NFL draft, you have to have faith that he can keep going forward. So you have to re-sign him. You can't trade for a guy and not re-sign him for a 2nd-round pick. Then you look like a fool.
Unless you genuinely think you have a shot at a Super Bowl and he's the missing piece. But
Even then,
though, that's still a lot.
It's 2nd-round picks a lot, and that's 2nd-round picks.
It's a quality player.
A lot of times end up being quality players, especially running backs in 2nd round end up being great players because running backs
depends on what position of the 2nd round too. If it's early 2nd round, you might be getting close to a 1st-round player.
Exactly.
So it's very valuable.
So
pick.
it's 2nd round is almost as valuable as your 1st-round pick if you have somewhere below the 12th pick.
I
would
could
say
see
2nd-round pick is almost
Ravens.
It's
I could
almost
see
as high
if,
as hit rate as below 12th.
It could be,
in the
yeah.
1st round. It's
I mean,
pretty
I could see
close.
the Ravens maybe somehow the Ravens are having a bad season. Someone gets hurt, they're selling, get for a 3rd-round pick. But I don't know. I just feel like they keep him for another year and just let him walk and get the 4th.
Is Terry McLaurin and Mark Andrews going to be on their teams this year?
Yes.
90% both, yes. Could one of them be traded? I'm not going to say no. It's a
possibility.
It's got to be the right deal.
I think
and it really depends on Terry. If Terry McLaurin is really asked for this much money, if he does not budge, he will be traded.
I think the odds are higher that they let them walk instead of trading them. I think Terry McLaurin has a higher chance to get traded, and I think Mark Andrews has a higher chance to walk.
Next year.
Yes. I think those are
And that would be a topic for next year.
Yes.
Who signs him? Which my guess is everybody's going to want to sign him because he's probably going to have a pretty decent year this year, I'm sure.
His resume is also
exactly
extremely deep.
Okay. Quickly, actually, let's go right into the pick of the week that you wanted to do earlier. I didn't let you.
All right, asshole.
You want me to start?
Might as well.
Well, as purposes, we'll say mine and Frappuccino Nick's pick lost. Your pick won. So as a group, we're 1 and 2, unfortunately. Marab won by submission, and Tyrese Haliburton did not get 20 plus.
He had
points.
14, but he had the game winner, and I had the Pacers plus 10. So, them winning the game in the first place.
So at least we got one. As individuals, Brady sits at 1-0. Me and Frappuccino Nick sit at 0-1. This week, I'm going to head right into the UFL Championship, which I'm going to get into right after this segment, real quickly. I'm taking the Michigan Panthers -3. And I'll get more into it once we get into that segment, so I'll just pass it over.
Yep, mine's just a golf pick. It is Bryson DeChambeau, top 10. It's -125. I mean, I don't think he's fallen out of the top 10 in any of the last tournaments that he's played in, let alone the top 5. I'm pretty sure last time he was top 5. So, -125, good odds. Pretty sure it's a pretty good pick in my opinion. Good bang for your buck. What's the frat man got?
The frat man. For this week, I have a soccer
Oh, he
pick.
just punched him!
That's a penalty.
Holy shit.
Fuck. All right, keep going, Nick.
So I have Santos to beat Fortaleza SE at plus 270, so it's a pretty lucrative bet. I'm a historic Santos fan, being from Brazil. It's kind of a bandwagon, but I've been a fan of them forever.
How's it a bandwagon if it's
Santos had Neymar, so it's
all right.
they had one of the most world-renowned players playing for them. So it is kind of a it's not super bandwagon. They're pretty, but
So you're a scumbag.
No, because I can't be a scumbag because I've been a fan of them even before Neymar got in with them.
I mean, all right. It's not what I'm hearing, but I'll let you have your moment.
All right, I'm singing.
Hey!
Drew, you ready?
Okay. So we'll dive right into the UFL Championship real quick, which is this Saturday between the Michigan Panthers and the DC Defenders, which will take place in Missouri. I forget the exact arena is called, but it'll be a barn burner, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun. If you're a guy I'm gonna get more into this in a little bit, but it's gonna be a good matchup. I'm excited for it. We'll be watching it while we do the 999 challenge.
Yes, we will.
So we're gonna have bets on it.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, with our 3 picks, it is a plus 1,200 parlay if they all hit, which is awesome.
We will put that on the Instagram story
will all
most
have
likely.
it.
We'll
Yep.
have a post for it.
We're all gonna put our picks in.
We'll obviously talk more about the UFL Championship on the live show.
Yep, exactly.
We'll get into that more.
Yeah, and we're gonna jump right into the NHL, which it is currently 1-1, and all eyes are pointing towards 2-1 in the Panthers' favor, as it is 4-1 heading into the third period.
Yes.
As we are sitting here recording this podcast, I took the Panthers in 5, I believe. Correct?
I believe you did.
Did you have a prediction?
I didn't have a prediction. I didn't have enough knowledge on it to make a prediction.
Did you? Prep?
You were the only person that made a prediction.
So, yeah, I had Panthers in 5, which a lot of people who listened thought it was ballsy. And listen, I think Florida's the better team. No, Connor McDavid might be the best player in the NHL, which he is. Or he might be the best player ever, some people are saying. And I'm not disputing that it's not possible that he is, but he has to win, and I just don't see it. I don't think they have the team And Florida Panthers might be lagging behind on the first line, but that second and third line comes in. They got the better overall team here. Now, you got guys like Bob over here doing absolutely everything and anything to get the job done. A lot of people are sitting there, they're like, oh, he's not playing that good. He saw 46 shots in game 2. Yes. 46 in a double overtime, and he gave up 4 goals. You're taking that any fucking day. I mean, that's a
especially when the league average.
It's over a .9 save percentage. Now, I will say Cole Skinner has been good for the Oilers, better than most people expected. A lot of people think he stinks, which, would I say he stinks at this point? No.
No, he's playing a hell of a game.
He's playing well. He's been playing well all series. This game, this guy needs his Wheaties in the morning, apparently.
Feeling the away team pressure.
Yeah, he needs something.
But, and like we said, NHL, well, we didn't say it, but the NHL averages, I think I said it was 56.3 shots per game.
56.3.
And
We're
both games have
over
been
70.
Over 80.
Over 80, yeah.
One was 46 and 46 and 38, and the other one was 46-42. We're getting over 80 shots a game.
This is one of the best series I've ever seen in my life. And
the fact that the goalies are still performing at this high of a level.
Panthers, like, people are saying this is the classic Panthers are the gritty team. Some would even say dirty, while the Oilers are all flash. But that's not true. The Oilers are also, they're a tough team as well. But, I think this really comes down to Bob, and it comes down to Connor McDavid. Connor McDavid needs a game where he just takes over. And, this game right now, it feels like this might be the Bob game. Like, I think if Bob can get a .94 save percentage, the Panthers are unbeatable if they do. It doesn't matter how good the Oilers play. They can't win if he pulls off that kind of save percentage.
No.
And even if he just does that for a game, every game counts. And that's him taking over a fucking game. And, but we'll see. Connor McDavid has five points through 2 games right now, which is a hell of a lot. So I'm not saying he's played bad by saying he hasn't taken over a game, but he's played wicked good, but he hasn't had that all-time performance yet, which I feel like everybody's waiting to see. But will it come? I'm not sure. And I think people are a little overhyped on the Oilers because they were down 3-1 last year, and they came all the way back to a Game 7 and lost against the Panthers. And this is a repeat of last year's Stanley Cup Finals.
And I think it was Game 1. They were down 3-1 and ended up winning stealing Game 1
in overtime.
So it gives them a little more life than they probably.
Yes. But I took Panthers in 5 because they're just such a good team, and both of these teams are great. But the Panthers just seem the step above, and a lot of people are going to disagree with me on that. But I think Panthers in 5 was a little ambitious. But hey, it's probably going to be 2-1 after tonight, and
looking like it.
I'm not going to say it's over.
It's not over till the clock hits 0.
You never want to say that, but that's what it's looking like. And if they can win this next game 3-1 and it goes back to Edmonton, maybe Edmonton squeezes out the Game 5, maybe they don't. And that becomes more of a 50-50 game if this becomes a 3-1 series soon. And this series has been anything you could ask for. I think a lot of people think it's going 7. I'm almost cheering for a Game 7.
I don't think it'll happen.
Game 6 or 7, because it just would be so much fun with how fast and how good of a hockey.
And how much these teams are starting to hate each other.
Like, you got guys like Corey Perry on the Oilers playing first line at 40 years old, keeping up with Connor McDavid. He's not fully keeping up because he's 40, but he's doing the extra shit that nobody's watching. He's sitting in front of the net. He's taking the hits, and he's living in front of that net at 40 years old, and he's doing his part. And a lot of people are just saying, "Oh, look at that goal by Draisaitl. Look at that goal by Connor McDavid." Well, watch Corey Perry, man. He's playing a integral part within that offense. And then you go down to, and then I didn't even know what to say at this point. Like, you have Corey Perry playing that spot, and he's at 40 years old. So you got good hockey from him, and you got good hockey all around in this series. So you can't hate it. You got to watch. It's something I think everybody's gonna have to tune into.
Hopefully, hopefully you are.
And don't miss out on it because before you know it's gone. And then we're talking MLB and we're talking NFL.
Everything's already moved past.
Exactly.
Enjoy it while it's here.
And we'll head right into our Entertainment of the Week segment. Brady, why don't you start us off?
Hold on. I think Toro just hit a double. Sox are down 2 runs with 2 runners on base. Trevor Story is 2 strikes. It's 0 outs, bottom of the 9th. Roman Anthony is up next. Roman Anthony could have a walk-off home run in his first debut. But you said Entertainment of the Week?
Corey Perry actually with a goal today, by the way.
Really?
Down 4-1. He's the only one who scored. Good for him. Love Corey Perry.
You said Entertainment of the Week?
Entertainment of the Week.
All right, we can start off with mine. Mine was a Switch 2 release. I mean, I got one myself. Been using it as much as I can with the time I have. It's phenomenal. I literally have no complaints. The games that, obviously the Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, that should have run well on the Switch, that ran like absolute fucking dog shit, run gorgeously on the Switch too. Like, when we're done recording, I'm gonna go play that. I'm going home to play it. It's fucking insane how different it is. And all the specs are better. All the updates, like being able to play all of the AAA Switch titles at 60 FPS, 1080p on a handheld, and then going on the TV and getting 120 FPS 4K compared to what I was getting before, barely cracking 60 on the regular Switch. It's a massive upgrade. It's phenomenal. So
Can't hate it.
Well, I mean, I know you're excited for yours.
Yep, I'm excited to try it out, and I can't wait to play Legend of Zelda on it, and I can't wait to play Mario Kart.
I'll whoop your ass in Mario Kart.
Yeah, you get the Pokemon game coming out. Pretty sure that's soon, right?
Donkey Kong is coming out July 13th. I'm very looking forward to that. You will hear me gush about that for a while. But,
I'll definitely have to try that out.
I will definitely.
Nintendo just has really good exclusives.
They do. That's what keeps them afloat. They're exclusives, and it really is their exclusive. They're all their home titles.
Yeah.
Like
you can't.
Mario's a household name. Pokemon's a household name. Legend of Zelda's a household name. Like, even Metroid and Pikmin. Johnny Furphy. Even Metroid and Pikmin, dude. Those are like household names. Uh-oh.
Johnny Furphy, a household name. Jesus Christ. God bless you.
I tried to move it away, dude. My sneezes are loud as fuck. All right, you can get into yours.
Entertainment of the Week will be the UFL Championship for me. It's boring. It's bland. I know. Everybody was, because it's a sports take. But listen, if you're a guy like me, you love football, it's a championship. And you know what? It's
football in the summer.
These are top guys who aren't in the NFL, who could be in the NFL. These aren't, bums. They might be bums compared to Mark Andrews or Terry McLaurin standards, but they're not bums.
No.
They're right there, and it's a lot of... The UFL is really not a terrible product. I enjoy watching it from time to time, and I will try to get more into it next year because, it scratches that football itch. And, if you probably, like us, you really don't have a dog in the fight. Like, you don't really care who wins. Well, we're going to care because we're going to have a fucking massive bet on the Michigan Panthers. So, why don't you, turn it on, throw a little -3 bet, gamble responsibly. Throw a little -3 of the Michigan Panthers with us and enjoy the game. And, we only have about 90 days until the NFL season. So, get your itch for now. And then, hey, football season will be... The NFL, college football, they'll be right upon us.
It'll scratch the football itch for a few months.
Yeah, it'll be here quicker than you can believe. So, just scratch that itch, enjoy the game while there's not any NHL or, well, I don't think there's definitely no NBA.
Holy fuck, the Sox tied it up.
Anyhow.
You trying to leak shit?
Huh?
You trying to leak shit?
Leak shit.
We're
insiders.
Drew,
we're EA insiders.
Drew, this fucking scumbag's trying to leak our ideas. Jesus Christ! Behind the camera, behind the scenes, he's just fucking spoiling all his scenes.
It's a
little early for that.
A little early for that. We'll get into it next week or something. Next week, 2 weeks. Anyhow, entertainment of the week. I've been watching. Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is it's just like a cop comedy show. He's laughing.
I'm not laughing.
You piece of shit.
You want to dig more into that?
It has fucking It's a great show. It's a great show. I've been getting really into it. It's pretty much, I don't know. It's
short and sweet.
Yeah, I'm only on like the second
Like a
season.
frappuccino.
Short and
You can
sweet.
get the large ones.
You still down it though?
1,000 calories of pure sugar.
All right, coffee man, swing the mic back.
Okay. That pretty much covers everything we wanted to talk about. What time are we at?
105.
Not bad. 105. That's pretty fucking solid. Got into the NHL, got into UFC. Quick recap. Just quick recap of everything. UFC boxing will be talked more about on the live shows now. We will recap them on these shows, but like today's episode will be a quicker recap, and then more predictions will be on the live episode. And then also during the live episodes, we'll be talking about sports coming up on the weekend and things going on in that day. But
Maybe watching whatever's on at that time.
Exactly.
It'll really depend.
There'll
on what's
also
going
be
on.
more. We also are planning more live streams, like the 999 challenge. I'm not sure we live stream that yet, but
I don't
we
know
will
if we'll live stream that. Maybe just record that.
Yeah, maybe just record it. We got some recordings. We got a lot of content that we're thinking of that we're gonna try to put out for you guys. We missed a Duolingo update. That's gonna be
That's
next
fine.
week.
That's next week
We got to
anyway.
talk
We're gonna
more about
postpone
that. If you watch the first episode, we got to talk more about the language and how we want to do this challenge. So, hey, if you got any suggestions for a challenge,
Leave a comment.
leave a comment. Email us, leave a comment, or on any. And we're live now on Apple Podcasts.
Yes, we're on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify,
and Pocket Cast.
Pocket Casts.
So we got 4. So pretty much anywhere you get your fucking podcast from, you should be able to find us.
Yeah, find us all. I'm pretty sure all the handles
If we are not
at-
live on your preferred podcasting source, then feel free to leave another comment or an email and say, hey, try out this other. Now, I really don't know of any other fucking podcast source we could
I don't
possibly
think it exists.
Possibly be on at this point.
I
But,
don't think so.
um,
Yeah, follow us on everything at the
Follow
it's
on
at
everything.
the Basement Banter Pod.
give us a like on YouTube.
Follow us on Twitter. We'll have
5 stars on Apple if you like the podcast.
every fucking possible review.
Exactly.
Max it out. Like Frappuccino Nick is standing behind you, about to dump a Frappuccino down your shirt. Hey, please like it. Subscribe, all the nonsense.
Coming for you.
Exactly.
He's not. Yeah, you better watch out. The last thing you want to see is that freak hanging over you with a Frappuccino.
So,
It's like a dog. Dude, it's like a dog with no water after 30 days seeing the
Jesus.
cactus, trying to rip through it.
my God.
Oh my god.
So, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you guys tuning in to episode 2. We will be back at you for a live podcast later this week, and episode 3 will be live on next Wednesday, and this episode will be live on this Wednesday.
And if we're not, we're in jail.
We're in jail or dead. Good seeing you.